All right, so what is today? Monday?
Yeah.
Monday. Okay, so we're going to continue. Mom, where we left off with you was dad came to the hospital and you guys met there. Tell me about that. Did you guys get fixed up or did dad ask you out? Do you remember?
So what?
Hmm?
Did I what?
Do you remember? Where'd you guys go on your first date?
Dad would probably remember. I've done
You don't remember. Well, you couldn't have too many dates because how long before you were dating before you got married?
3 months.
3 months.
Mm-hmm.
But you weren't supposed to get married because you were a student, right?
Mm-hmm. And he proposed to me in the delivering babies OBGYN department.
Wow. Well, tell me what else. So what'd you guys do before you got married when you were dating? You don't remember anything? Nothing.
No, not really.
Well, you
Except I might slip out. We had a curfew. I might slip out. Cause we had a lady that she went room to room to make sure we were all in. Well, I slipped out.
Yeah, I've been known to do that a time or two.
And
So how long? Because this is while you're in school.
yeah.
So how long were you still in school after you were married?
Well, fortunately, I got pregnant with Ann. And the director of nurses, Miss Margaret Sheep, never forget her. She called me in the office one day, and she said, "Miss Winberry?" I said, "Yes, ma'am. Do you have something to tell me?" I said, "Oh, yes." I said, "Yes, ma'am. I'm married and I'm pregnant." And she never said a word till then she said, "Would you like to finish your training?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." So that was in April, May, I forgot. Anyway, I quit training in September of 54. Ann was born.
You quit training in September '53, because Ann was born January '54.
Oh, good night. Anyway, she was born January the 4th, and I went back to finish. It was about 3 months.
And where were you guys living then?
Water Drive with Raleigh.
The
Oh, that Five Points.
Yeah, yeah.
Mr. and Miss Callis.
Yeah.
See, is that what the apartment you had
No,
behind?
no. It was an upstairs apartment and
They're very, very
just a
nice.
regular house.
Oh,
They
cool.
were nicest people.
Cool. And so So your Ann's born, and then 3 months later you went back.
Mm-hmm.
And how much longer did you have to finish?
About 3 months.
And who took care of Ann during that time?
Well, my mother came up. She didn't stay too long. She was Mama Granny. And then Gan and Becky offered to look after her. And she stayed in Durham away for her again. And I think she was a year and a half.
I guess so. we'd go up there on my day off or whatever to do. Yeah.
'Cause I had to take state boards.
And so, Pop, what was your schedule during that time?
Well, they didn't have it. We'd work days about one week out of the month.
And the
All
rest,
the rest of the time you work nights.
really? And what was your patrol area then?
70 west, Raleigh to the Durham County line, and 15A up to the Granville County line, and then outlying
Mhm.
areas.
Wow. So for 6 months she lived with Bepping Ann?
Longer
Longer than that, I reckon she lived with them over a year, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And so where did the names Beppy and Gang Gang come from? Ann?
And,
I bet.
well now, wait a minute. Annie and Marie called Mama Beffy.
Beppy.
Beffy, and Ann couldn't say Beffy, she said Beppy.
What was why did they call her
But-
Beffy?
Well, her name was Elizabeth, so they just,
Elizabeth.
yeah, so they,
Beffy.
Beffy, so they just called her Beffy.
Huh.
And she was named after Annie and Marie.
Anne Marie.
Yeah, I think I put that together before. Cool. So what else during that time? You guys just went to school and worked.
Yeah.
And how old are you at this point?
Huh?
How old are you at this point?
I was 25, you were 20, weren't you, when we got married?
Yeah, I was about 21, him was 26. But he knew better.
Damn right.
Apparently not. Hindsight being what it is. Okay, so then where did it go? What happened from there when you finished school?
Well, let's see.
You went to work in the emergency room, didn't you?
I worked in the emergency room at Rex Hospital till 19. Well, Mike was born in
56.
56. We left Raleigh, moved to Wilson,
57.
somewhere in that area. He went to work with a
Murphy body, just,
Murphy body
the utility bodies on the
Mhm.
sub.
and
And so that's when you got out of the highway patrol?
Yeah.
I didn't work for it about 4 years.
Yeah.
Because he was on the road all the time. I had 2 children to raise. So, then I told him, I said, Carl, if you'll come home and get a job, I'll go back to work. That was the biggest mistake I ever made.
Nah.
That was December the 16th.
What? When? What year?
When we moved to Smithfield.
Oh. That's right, I went to work with you.
That's right.
And that's when you moved from Wilson to Smithfield?
Yeah, I went to work with you. And
Now, how's that? Because I was born in Wilson.
we had moved back to Wilson.
Oh, later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I left here because everything was fine as long as I was with the Quarry Division. But we had the contract for fine grade and paving I-95 all of Johnson County. We were finishing up that. The truck foreman with concrete paving died. And that morning, I was starting to work. I was going over that hill down that catch me over the railroad. And I called down at the quarry, and I called it concrete outfit and asked them how was Rossi Murray doing. And they said he died on the last spot. Sometime that morning, because I was hauling rock out of Princeton and sand out of Dunn and Irwin. And I was heading down to Irwin for some reason or other. find out what the truck's doing down there. And the radio called me to call Mr. Tier Senior at the Durham office. So I knew good and well what the hell that was. So I called the office and got in touch with him. He said, Carl, I want you to go with concrete paving. I'll give you a $25 a week raise. I said, okay, sir.
So you took that guy's
Yeah.
position.
And then when we were just about finishing up I-95, and we had the contract for I-85 from Henderson up to the Virginia line. We went up there and did the fine grading and the paving on it. Forgotten how long we were up there. And we got a job on the beltway around Washington. We'd set up the plant and everything at Annandale, I believe. And the next job we had coming up was Washington, Pennsylvania. And I said, well, hell, damn it, I'm getting farther and farther away from home all the damn time, so to hell with it.
So let's back up a little. When you moved to Wilson, you went to Wilson because of Murphy Body?
Yep,
Yeah.
I went back with him.
Oh, and
I
where'd
was
you,
office manager that time.
and where'd you guys live?
What year was that, Carl?
I don't remember. 60, 61, 62,
No, how about the first time you went to Wilson?
56, 57, somewhere along there.
And where'd you live then?
I forgot the apartment. What was the
Some
apartment?
apartment.
And you had
Mom.
two kids, Mike and Nan.
Yeah.
Mike and Nan, yeah. Wow. And then you moved to Smithfield. Where'd you live there?
Yep.
Like that, catch me eye.
Oh, well, I know you still know some folks in Smithfield because we went to
Yeah.
visit them
Yeah.
one time.
No, but they are both dead now.
I don't know where this fits in the whole scheme of things. How about Hardy Bunn?
I don't know what
Oh,
it
my
is.
God.
I think Hardy's been dead for
Oh,
well,
he
a
has,
long
but-
time.
but-
I don't know about Cobb. I don't know whether Cobb was still living or not.
Been made.
Oh, yeah.
He made the best chili I have
Yeah.
ever tasted, and
Well-
he wouldn't let no one know that recipe either.
I remember him. I mean, we would go to Durham or going up
Yeah.
to see your folks, and we'd go the back way.
Yeah.
That way, in that little building right on the side of the road.
He made the best hamburger I
Yeah.
have ever tasted.
I can
in my
picture him.
life.
What? Well, so from where did you know them? From growing up?
No,
Nuh-uh.
Bobby worked with Cobb.
We
Is that-
moved back to Wilson in 1961. We were try out. Moved back there in 61.
And what were you doing at this time? Is that? Did you go back to work then?
Yep. I worked at Woodard Helling. And let's see, we left in 64. I worked night duty. And I knew Cobb or his wife and
Hardy's wife was Cobb.
uh,
And what were you doing then, Dad? When we went back to Wilson?
Office manager for
Oh,
Murphy.
oh, Murphy.
yeah.
When did I can't think of the name? I want to say Jenkins, but fire truck, Greenville Fire.
Oh hell, shit, Janice.
Janice.
Yeah.
So how'd y'all know them?
What? He's married to Colleen, Bobby's sister.
Didn't catch
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
They were well. Now I
They
remember.
separated.
Yeah.
And then Janice died, a couple, 3 years ago, didn't it?
Oh, longer
But they'd
than
been
that.
separated a long time.
I remember one time going and staying with some lady in a big old house right by the fire department, or maybe not by the fire department, but
I don't remember that.
I do. I mean, it was a big place. I was thinking it was somewhere up there, but that would maybe not. Now, well, this will be later on. Okay, so then you're working with Murphy and you're working there, and then I'm born
Yeah.
August of '64. 3 months later, you're down here.
All right, what
We
happened
were
then?
4 months old when we moved here.
4 months, huh? Okay.
I just didn't like being in the blame office, being confined. And I'd never heard of the Division of Commercial Fisheries. I didn't even know it was such animal. But I happened to see a little bit of ad in the Sunday News and Observer one day that they were seeking applications for the Division of Commercial Fisheries. And I applied and went to I was applied and accepted to the school. The school was at there where the Marine Fisheries building is now, but it was a wood frame building. You went in there
Yeah.
when you were a little baby.
Yeah, I
didn't
remember.
when it was the old wood building.
Yeah, I remember.
I went in, and that's where we had the school. It wasn't but a week of school. I got it, and Lynn Thomas told me, said, I want you to go to Davis. Well, as far as I knew, the road ended when you got to Beaufort. I didn't know it was a blame thing east of Beaufort. I'd never been east of Beaufort in my life.
Now, when did you find out what your job was going to be with fisheries?
This is the same day we graduated.
Oh.
So I got Frank Taylor, no, Junior Hardy, brought me down here and introduced me to Frank Taylor. Frank owned that house where Randy Willis lives right now. That was his step granddad. And lived, rode around with Frank, and that first day went by the hospital. And I told Frank, I said, Mr. Taylor, how about stopping here a minute?
This hospital?
Yeah.
At Sea Level Hospital.
Go in there. I went in there and saw Judy Sunnycut. She was director.
How old are you at this point?
Well,
Let's see, I was
30, I would have been 34.
Yeah.
Oh, no, let's see, it's 64 down here. I would have been 36
Yes,
to move down here. But anyway, went in there and told Eunice that my wife was an RN, and would it be any chance in her to getting a job down here? Eunice said, how soon can she come to work?
That's great.
So, the next, I found out about all these houses here.
Well, now we're at this point. Mom, are you still in Wilson?
Yeah.
Yeah, at
Okay.
the time.
And you just came down to do the job and.
Yeah, I was
okay.
staying there in the old building.
Oh, you stayed there.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize. Okay.
But I found out about all these houses, and I went and found Roy Cochran. He was more or less managing stuff. He lived over at the White House.
Yeah.
Got a couple
They
of boys,
ran the Indian up.
Kim and I've forgotten who else were his boys. But anyway, I asked him about one of those houses. He said, yeah, I can get one of them. So I went and
Now, did the houses belong to the hospital at that point?
belonged to the Taylors,
To-
and the Taylors owned the hospital.
Right.
So when I found out I could get one of those houses, because I was supposed to move to Davis, I went in there and talked to Lynn Thomas. I said, would it be any chance in me moving to Sea Level? Because my wife can get a job right there at the hospital. I said, move anywhere down there you want to go.
Wow. How much did y'all pay for that house then?
We were renting it.
$100 a month.
Oh, you rented
$100 a month. We were renting.
Oh, wow. Now, what was your job with the fisheries then? What was it considered?
Inspector, law enforcement, which they got that same as the Marine Patrol,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Now-
we use common sense.
Yeah. Now, had you been, and besides being in the Marines and the landing craft and stuff, had you ever driven a boat?
Hell no.
Was that what you learned in the training?
Yeah, I got up there.
Navigational and stuff? Wow. What was that first boat?
Darn if I remember, it was made up at Newman. Barber. It was a Barber boat.
And when you first went out, I remember you used to work nights.
Yeah,
you
hell,
know,
I'd go out. I just went, like I told a whole lot of folks. I didn't know where the deep water was, but I knew just about where every shoal from the mouth of Taylor's Creek to Raw Shoal was, because I'd been on top of it one time or the other.
Did you ever have to get somebody to pull you off?
Yeah, hell. No, I never did on that state boat. I'd work it off by myself and get off and push and tug and finally get it off, or wait for the tide.
Wow.
But
Okay, and go ahead.
I think they're about 5 or 6 work in the same area that I used to work by myself.
Yeah, wow.
And because I worked from Taylor's Creek, that's at both, to the middle of Pamlico Sound, halfway between Cedar Island and Ocracoke. And all that was my
Wow.
area.
Um,
Plus back in here, Turnagain Bay and all through that.
wow. So when did Mom and Ann and Mike and me, I guess, move down here?
December 26th.
4 months to the day. And let's see, so at that point I'm 0 years old. Mike is 8 and Ann's 11
Yeah.
or 10 and a half, whatever. And so Ann was already in school.
Mike was in school.
Mike was, oh yeah, Mike was in
Mike
school
was in
too.
the 2nd grade, I believe.
Oh, and so how about when they went to school?
Took him in the car right straight down to Atlantic.
Yeah, how about-
the first day of school opening?
How about before they, how about their first school?
They,
I
Ann,
was working.
yeah, but Ann went to kindergarten in Smithfield,
Yeah.
like at least Selma.
Yeah.
Smithfield, that's right, yeah. Boy Stretchman. Yeah, they were in Stretchman. Oh,
And then y'all went to Wilson, and then they went to school Wilson?
I forgot the name of the school they went to.
I don't remember.
What kind of,
Ann was what, in the 4th grade or the 5th grade? Mike was in the 3rd, or Ann was in the
Something
4th,
like
and Mike was
that.
in the 2nd, or something. Whatever.
what, I'll ask this about me later. What kind of trouble they get in?
They didn't get in no trouble. Not as we know of. Now, well, who was the principal that was down there at that time? He didn't. It was a man, and he didn't stay there long after they started school, as well as I.
At Atlantic, you mean?
Yep. And then Miss Elsie got it, I think, then.
Yep. Wow. Let's see. Do you remember who their teachers were? Any of their teachers? Like,
Some of the older ones had retired when you.
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if Mike was in the 2nd grade. He had Miss Hamilton.
Yep.
And Lois Hill in the 3rd grade, so he definitely had her. And Miss Smith
And Donald.
and Donald.
Yeah.
And I don't know who the 8th grade would have been or the 5th because Miss Pittman came in when I was there.
And I don't know who would have. I don't remember. Well, that's right, 'cause I started saying I didn't remember high school because you didn't go to high school. You went East Carter when you went to high school. So
Well, what do you mean?
I was thinking who were the teachers that in Atlantic, but
Well, they went to high school in East Carter too, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Because Atlantic High School was no more by then.
Yeah. I believe I've forgotten, but it seemed like to me that East Carter was supposed to open in the fall of '64, and something about this septic system that they couldn't get it right, and it was the following year, '65, before it opened. I think I don't remember.
So, but Ann started at East Carter.
Yeah.
Okay. How about so? Let's see. So you're working fisheries every night, Mom. I mean, I'm so little, I don't remember then. But you worked at the hospital then. And did y'all alternate shifts? Is that? I mean, I know Ann took care of me a lot in the afternoons, and when Dad was at
Mama
work.
worked nights all the time.
And you work nights too.
I started out at 4 in the afternoon,
Yeah.
4 to 12.
Yeah.
And Ann, God bless her, looked after Mike and him till you got home.
Yep.
And Mike chased.
Ann chased him all over the house with a frying pan. 'Cause he asked her, could she fix anything with potatoes?
He ran around the kitchen with a
I remember some of that. Let's see. At that point, we're living over there on the corner.
Yeah.
And let's see some of the things I remember about that house. There was a big sand pile out in the backyard.
Yeah, I think we dumped it. I remember I'd gone to Roses or somewhere or other because it had grass growing. At least patches of grass. Didn't have a lawn, did it? Bought me a lawnmower at Roses, walked back $50, $60, one of those push mowers. And we had a clothesline out there.
I remember the clothesline.
I put a sand dagger in to make sure the poles stuck up right, and hit that sand dagger with the blade of the lawnmower, and it just took the crankshaft and just tied it in a knot. Brand split a new lawnmower, just polished
Do you remember that little motor thing? Well, you know what I'm trying.
that little Honda.
Well, we'll get to that. And we'll get to that. We got some other motorcycle things to talk about first. Let's see. Before we go there, now at that point, Dr. Kendall lived here,
Yeah.
and
The Best lived over there.
Bess lived next door.
Yeah.
And then the McShanes
Oh, yeah.
They moved over in the White House.
in the White House because he was a visiting doctor, maybe.
No, he was surgeon, wasn't he, Bob?
If you want to call it that.
Well, yeah,
But he was a
but
butcher.
yeah. And Mr. Harry Hutchins lived here. Annis and Clyde at the time, and Miss Lillian there.
Yeah.
Miss Finney back here,
The spinning.
and Fisher, Jerry Fisher,
Your
and Noreen. Let me stop this for a minute.